Hey guys, happy Monday. So for today, you're to complete your new high frequency words this week, as well as adding ER and EST, and you change the Y to the I. And we're going to do both of these today together. So if you need help, come look at this YouTube video first, and then go and do your packet work. But first, let's go over your new chapter 27 high frequency words. So if you need to make flashcards of these or just come back, look at this YouTube video and keep repeating them with me, that works too, okay? So let's go through these first and then we will clap out the syllables and make a few silly sentences with them. So you have always, high, different, near, enough, once, happy, and stories. And remember, well, we're kind of talking about it this week, but story is typically spelled S-T-O-R-Y. But if it's plural, if it's more than one, you drop the Y and add I-E-S. So that becomes stories. So let's look at these again and clap out the syllables, excuse me. So always, always, two. High, high, just one syllable there. Different, different, three. Try that again. Different. Near, near. Enough, enough, two. Once, once. Happy, happy. Stories, stories. All right. So back up to the top and let's come up with a few sentences. And also below this YouTube video on Seesaw, go ahead and give me 2 different sentences using these sight words. All right. So always, I always like to play outside. Different. There are many different ice cream flavors. Let's see. Happy. I love seeing your happy faces and I want to see more of them. Stories. You guys tell me the best stories. I think they're so silly. All right, so make sure, once again, go back through these if you need to, and then with your packet work, answer these questions below, page 6. So the word bank is right over here, and you're going to match the correct word that, so it says number 1, which word goes with glad and smiling? Well, out of our high frequency words this week, which one makes the most sense that goes along with glad and smiling? It's probably happy, right? They kind of are the same thing. If you're happy, you're typically smiling and you're glad. And so I would write happy in number 1, and then I'd cross it off and move on to number 2. Number 2, which word goes with tall? Take a look at your word bank. Another word for tall, if something's really tall, it could also be really high, right? So you would write high, which is right here, H-I-G-H, in number 2, cross it off, move on to number 3. Now I'm just going to read these questions for you and I want you to try and figure out the words. So number 3 is which word goes with close, or I'm sorry, which word goes with close? The word bank, which word goes with close? Which word, this is number 4, which word goes with not the same? Not the same. And number 5, which word goes with all the time? So something blank happens, something always happens. Oops, I just gave you one. All right, so complete that for today, and also you have a phonics worksheet to go with to do as well. In these, you're going to drop the Y and add an I in replace of the Y, if that makes sense. And then is it either going to be ER or EST? And this is kind of tricky, so I thought we'd look at a quick YouTube video. I really liked the way that this lady compared the two different suffixes, and hopefully it'll help you while doing this worksheet. So we're going to look at this together, and then we will also look at your phonics worksheet together. All right?
Guys, hey, today we're going to talk about some suffixes that we've done before. We've talked about the suffixes ER and EST. We've already said that when we see ER, it means we're comparing two things. Like in our base word tall, if I'm comparing two things, I might say taller. I might say Mrs. Quaid is taller than most first graders.
So you use ER if you're comparing two different things. So you could say Peyton is smaller than Mrs. W because she is, right? You're comparing two different things. You're comparing me and you're comparing Peyton, right?
And if I think about it, that's two, Mrs. Quaid against a group of first graders. Let's try this one. Tallest. Mr. Jenigus is the tallest of all of us, correct? So, Mr. Jenigus versus first graders and Mrs. Quaid. So, tall is the base word. Taller means I'm comparing two. Tallest means more than two.
So tallest means more than two. So you could say the puppy is the smallest in the family. The puppy is the smallest, not Peyton anymore, not anything else. The puppy is the smallest compared to the whole family, more than two.
Those are easy because we just added the ending or the suffix. But what happens when we have a word like happy that ends in Y? Well, let me show you what happens. If I'm going to change to happier, it looks like this.
Shows she's writing the word.
That looks close to the base word, but look what Mrs. Quaid ends up putting on. Yeah, I took the Y off and added an I and then the suffix ER.
So whenever a word ends with a Y and you're adding to it or est, you're going to drop that Y and replace it with an I, no matter what. Okay, so happy becomes happier. You drop the Y, replace it with the I, and now it is I-E-R. Okay, what do you think? How do you think you would write happiest? How do you think you would write happiest? Let's see.
We're going to do the same thing for happiest, right? H-A-P-P, and then I add I-E-S-T.
So same thing goes for adding EST. If you have a word that ends in Y, you have to replace the Y with an I, and then you add the EST. Okay, let's look at the next word, silly.
That Y off. Let's see if that holds true for our next word, silly. I know that a lot of you are being really silly right now. If I have to change it to sillier, yes, I'd take the Y off and make it an I, add the ER, and it's the same with silliest. Okay.
So same thing for silly that ends in Y. To make it to say sillier, you drop the Y, add the I, and you're also going to add ER. For silliest, drop the Y, add the I, and add EST. Does that make sense? So take a look at your, phonics page. I believe this is for Monday as well. And you're going to circle which word is spelled correctly. Okay? So circle the word that fits in the sentence. Who is dirtier? Well, just from our last YouTube video, if you're going to add ER or EST to a word that ends in Y, you have to drop the Y and add a what? an I, right? Add an I. So the first one would be dirtier spelled like this. D-I-R-T-I-E-R. Drop the Y, add the I. Number 2, Mom makes the blank eggs of all. Mom makes the tastiest eggs of all. What do you think we're going to do? Are we going to keep the Y or are we going to drop the Y and add an I? We're going to drop it. So circle the one that drops the Y and adds an I. Number 3, my room is tidier than this one. You're comparing two objects, but you also have a word that ends in Y. So do you drop the Y and add the I? Number 4, this band is the noisiest of all. Which word would you circle? Drop the Y, add the I. Number 5, we took the blank road of all. It's going to be I-E-S-T or Y-E-S-T. You tell me. Remember, drop the Y, add the I. Okay? So if you have any other questions, please let me know. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Okay? Have a good one. Bye, guys.